everybody, and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Teams with a Twist series for Race 2 from Sardegna. And joining us on commentary is Ray. How are you today, Ray?
Very well.
Sounds like you've been sucking on a few pickled eggs.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah. Okay, as we see the standings, Art Pal leading the way, 21 points ahead of Rich Blues. And for anyone that isn't aware, you'll see two different colours behind the drivers' names. It's because we've got a multi-class championship going on. And drivers in teams. That's why it's Teams with a Twist series. So the yellow banner cars, or drivers, are in the Group 3s. And the green banner cars are in the Group 4s. But the green and yellow is the teams. So looking at the team's points after the first race, that's Twilight and Art Pal leading the way on 30 points. 7 ahead of Power Trips in the Dodge Viper. BMW Fart Lag on 23 points. Ronnie and Ellie on 14. Jag 2 Wits on 13. Hey Raker and the Baby Maker on 10. And Trusted the Speed on 8, with the Ghost Racer not having attended. Or has he?
I don't know. Has it?
Well, if he has, we wouldn't see him if he's a ghost.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so for anyone that isn't aware, Ray's got a little bit of a tickly throat today. So do you want to take us through the grid, Ray?
Art Pal on first, by Jimmy second, then we've got Nelly third, followed by Rich Blues in fourth, and then Group 4 Demon R in fifth, that's SGP 6th, SRI 7th, Twilight, no, oh fuck it, there you go.
I didn't see who it was, I weren't looking. Then we've got Jason, then we've got Twilight, and then we've got Gary in the Group 3 at the back. Gary, unfortunately, having internet issues before the race, so ends up getting in very, very late. So starts at the very back, as we are now at 4 lights, 5 lights, and away they go! And it was Steve F1 that was behind SGP that got Ray all in a twist. Art Pal's had a brilliant start here. Jimmy trying to cover off Rich Blues, this being Jimmy's first race in this championship. Nelly trying to squeeze his way through, and Gary already passed all the Group 4s, Ray.
Yeah, that power down the straight just shows you. But let's see if he keeps up with these Group 3s, because he never had any practice. He was having problems. He goes a wee bit deep, but he's still okay.
Yep.
As we see the mad pack of the Group 4s.
Absolutely, yes. So as you said, Gary not having, not even getting sort of a warm-up lap. So he's going to have to kind of take it a little bit cautious here as he goes deep. To be fair, I think if he hadn't have gone deep, I think Nelly would have stuck him in the wall, because Nelly went deep as well. And yeah, as you mentioned, the pack is Demon R on formerly Gary, actually, making the move, but then Gary surely's just going to pull away. Sorry, Nelly. I think Nelly's actually waited for Gary.
He may have felt he'd done wrong there.
Oh, what about that time? Oh dear.
That was on the power of there was contact. I couldn't see it.
I reckon it was contact.
It was side by side, SRI, Demon R up into, I don't know what corner this is, but it's going to be tight. Can you keep it on the road?
They do we are going to see cars spinning and crashing into the barrier there. That's one of the trickiest corners on this circuit. Is Twilight having a look up the inside of Demon R now, as SRI must have been a bit slow out of the previous corner because of that tight line. Twilight's got a really good run now on the back of Demon R, as I think SGP's just gone a little bit wide. Yeah, he hit the wall.
I don't see what happened there, but yeah.
Okay, Twilight side by side with Demon R. Demon R covering the inside, and on the pack cam, we're looking at Jimmy with Art Pal ahead of him. Let's see, Twilight going to try going all the way round the outside here. No, that's all right. Snuck up the inside, and Jason there as well. Collects Twilight though. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, we've got Demon R holding off SRI. We've got Conrad coming through. I think this is the first race for Conrad as well.
It is, yes. That's a very good point. And funnily enough, in practice, before the race, Nelly was bump drafted SRI, saying, well, if my teammate was here, I'd have bump drafted him. not
And he was
realising.
sitting there.
Yeah, his teammate was there. Okay, so Jimmy still quite close to our pal, even though we're only on the second lap. And then we've got Rich Blues and Nelly closing that gap. And then we've got Demon R, SRI, and Formula Gary. And Gary's going to have to kind of be a little bit careful here, isn't he, Ray? Oh!
Oh, there's big.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Oh, collected another car that Gary's still spinning. I don't know.
I mean, it was difficult to see whether Gary... Oh, you know what? I wonder if that was one of those moments I did hear a moment ago of Gary not realising which corner it was, and it wasn't a corner yet. It was on the brakes. Do you know what? Jimmy's closed in on Art Pal here.
Yeah, he's got closer. Art Pal's time. At 146.
No, it's not.
Jimmy fastest with the 45.8.
Yeah, it was a second faster on that lap. Whoa! Well, that's the Jimmy we know, isn't it? There. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now interestingly as well for Jimmy, I don't know if he managed to get any practice in on this particular track. As we see Demon R ahead of the pack now. Gary! Oh! Oh, yeah. I think that was Gary spinning on the front of Connor's car there. Jason's got a little bit of movement in his car. Steve F1 defending from Twilight. Jason goes a little bit wide on the pack. And though it looks like Jimmy's just dropped off a little bit from Arpal. What I was going to mention was that Jimmy might not be aware of perhaps the tyres being okay temperature wise for about 15 laps, and then if you've punished them, they struggle for grip. Was Jason, thanks to the back wheel.
Yeah, what's if he overheats them, powering out the corners and whatnot too much, then he's going to find it a wee bit hard.
Absolutely. Gary, though, as I was trying to mention earlier, with having had any practice, although blue flags kind of are in play, he's going to have to be careful about where he decides to get past these cars, because in this wiggly section, it's probably not wise to try, is it?
There's no blue flags in play tonight, because Gary's not lapping these cars, he's trying to get past for precision.
That is a very good point. You know, I was wrong. I do apologise. Oh, he's got a little bit deep. But yeah, it's not a blue flag situation. It is a green flag situation. I'm just realising as well, Ray, today is one of the few days where during commentary you could be able to say those famous words of, I've got to stop, I've got a lump in my throat.
It's not a lump, it's something fucking, it's a fire.
Oh, it's something fucking. Excuse me. Okay, Twilight trying to attack SRI, that into one, didn't quite work. Now, something we did see in the pack last week was it was a little bit physical on occasions. We do expect better from the champions, because it is the champions in the Group 4s, as Jimmy once again has closed that gap in on Arpal. I'm wondering if it might be Arpal. Well, Jimmy did a 47.6 on his last lap, so he's had a bit of a slow lap. I wonder if Arpal may just be managing his tyres early on here.
Yeah, he could do it, because some of them have the telemetry of the tyres, so Arpal could be watching, seeing what his temperatures are going up to, and then try to let them cool down for a lap, and then a lap or two, and then do a fast lap, as we see it getting busy in the pack. Absolutely,
yeah, so I just saw Jimmy have a little wiggle again on the exit of the corner, and it's those little moments that will just put a little bit of extra tyre temperature into the tyres, and that is basically what Arpal will be managing, trying to not do those things, and that helps keep the temperatures down as Twilight dips a wheel through the left hand. I love that left hand corner, because when you get it right, it's so nice, but it can go ever so wrong, ever so quickly. Now I do want to mention as well, Ray, in the update that was put out by GT this week, as Steve F1's got a good run here on Twilight, but actually bump drafting, because Jason was trying to, I think Twilight's trying to share the slipstream, isn't he?
Yeah, you try and keep it so people get equal amount of slipstream so that they don't get as close to him as possible. As he, oh, I thought he was going deep there.
Twilight did dip a wheel, but he survives. Interestingly, Demon R's been in that 5th position since the start of this race, so just managing to hold on. He won't have any boost.
Right way.
And I've just seen as well, we are now down to 11 drivers. I do believe Gary is now out of this race with a connection issue. So massively unfortunate for Gary, which actually might make it a little more difficult now for Demon R because the boost... Oh, Pac-Cam! Sorry, Art Power and Jimmy both running a bit wide. He gets busy on the main screen here.
Yeah. Yeah, that boost will change, so instead of 6th place, it'll go up to 5th.
Well, if that's the case, then Demon R should now be getting boost, and it would help him.
I don't know. I may have said it wrong. I can't remember.
He might have done, but also, I mean, it may not have actually, it might not have changed. It depends with it being an odd number. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if on this lap Demon R has suddenly started going a little bit quicker. If we get to see Demon R's lap times, let's keep an eye out for that as we're doing a little bit of a run through Demon R. Oh, we're not going to get to see his lap, but 52s for the record. He's, it's not like he's pulling away. He's nearly hitting the wall though. Let's see, Steve F1 goes faster as well, because I think that might be just enough. I mean, they're 53.2, so I've got a feeling Demon R hasn't got boost, but because Steve F1 is right behind him, the pack hasn't got boost either. Oh! Steve F1 giving Demon R a bit of a drift, and then SRI straightening him up. Oh dear.
I think he owes SRI a tenner.
Yeah. I think he might need to check if it is. But I've done that one as SRI. The pack cam has another look as Rich Blues and Nelly closing in on Rich Blues a little bit here. Or has Rich Blues got past Nelly?
I don't know. I think we did.
No, I think Rich Blues is ahead of me. I think we might have missed a pass. I could be wrong, could be very wrong. It is busy still on the pack cam. Twilight just trying to edge across the road, but Conrod's there, so 2x2 they go. Nelly closing in on Rich Blues. Let's see how these two get on down into the hairpin. Rich Blues kind of defending it a little bit. Again, a nice exit there as well.
Yeah, back cam is quite busy. Oh, Twilight coming across. A wee bit on Conrad's nose. Just needs to be careful there.
Yeah, well, be careful how you say that as well. Okay, yeah, it's side by side they go. Rich Blues still holding on. Lap times, some 48s and 49s. His best lap time of 46.8, so a little wiggle. So Rich has got similar pace of... Oh, Nelly! Oh, that was a big... I didn't see what caused the spin, I just saw him hitting the barrier.
I think he touched a couple of grass.
Oh, big crash! Big crash. We've got spinners coming to the pit wall. Oh dear. Didn't quite see what happened there.
Yeah. I didn't see what happened, I just seen the aftermath. Jimmy's still hanging about with Apple doing the fastest lap, last lap there.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's still in touch.
Absolutely. I mean, Art Powell's done these weeks. It's like 50, 45, so 46 and then 45. Jimmy's lap times comparable, definitely. And like you say, he's right there. Nelly, unfortunately, with that crash, that will have cooked his tyres a bit, so he's going to need to let them cool down. And Steve F1 have a fend off Codbox through Church Corner, called as such because there's a church there. Okay, up the hill.
I think Nelly just wanted to take, was it Gary to church?
Maybe, yeah. Okay, for a minute I thought that was Jimmy in the background. Oh, it's Steve F1 tags the barrier. Can they get it slowed down? I mean, I mentioned earlier about the left-hand through the way would be one of my favourite but it is a very difficult one. The hairpins here are also very difficult. But also the way the Group 3s can go through them compared to the Group 4s, very, very different attacking styles. Conrad got a bit of a run here on Steve F1 into the hairpin, but gotta be a little bit careful. Side by side, go on a little bit wide.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a wee turn on there or corner just a wee bit of a late move, but try to give each other as much room as possible.
Connor tucks in behind, gets the slipstream now. Let's see if we make a move down into turn. I mean, personally, I'd try and get the other guy defended into turn 1 and then make the move on the exit of turn 3. As Connor almost looks like, oh, that's alright, got deep. Oh dear. Well, you're not going to win races doing that, but to be fair, I think if any of the drivers in the Group 4s win a race today, it means all of the Group 3s haven't turned up. So Steve F1 now in 5th place ahead of Conrad, SRI and Demon R. And on the pack cam, Jimmy is still there, although a little wiggly. He's definitely still there and kind of putting Art Pal under pressure. If Art Pal makes a mistake, Jimmy's there.
Yeah, I think that's what Jimmy's hoping for, is a mistake from Hartpal.
Yeah. Okay, and it looks like the pack cam's actually riding on board with Hartpal at the moment. Perhaps to see how smooth he's using that steering wheel as Conrad, SRI, side by side. Connor defending the inside, SRI travelling around the outside. May be able to make it work because, yeah, that tighter line causes Connor to have a little bit of a slide. Yes, he is just.
Yeah, the Hartpal, he is looking quite smooth. He's not ragging that car about.
That would be.
He'll be the smooth operator.
Yeah, okay, Conrad will be inside. Oh, SRI into the barrier. Excuse me, gassy and not from beer, it's actually from fizzy water. So yeah, with that camera angle, I'm looking at Art Power then, so with SRI side by side, and then SRI to the barrier. So SGP now giving Conrad a little bit of a bump draft. Jason saying, I'll have a bit of this action. And now the slipstream, it's going to be difficult to make a move.
Oh, Jason! Oh, I think it was a bit.
I think that was a missed his braking point on that one.
Yeah.
He did well not to collect anybody there. It was Demon R and SGP side by side. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that was a squeaky bum moment for Jason.
Absolutely, probably a squeaky bum moment for everybody around him as well. As that's alright now at the back of this gang of Steve F1 in that 5th place. Twilight finishing that lap. Yeah, it did look very smooth on the wheel.
Well.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Twilight.
Did I say Twilight? Oh, sorry. Same car. Yeah, I meant Art Pal. Okay, so these guys, let's get a bit bonkers going up the hill. And now it looks like we're riding on board with Jimmy. And he's very close to Art Pal, but it'd be interesting to keep an eye on Jimmy's steering inputs here. Probably on the exits of corners rather than... Oh, no, we're not on Jimmy anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we are. We're on Jimmy.
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, oh, well, wiggle on the exit of the corner. It just would have been nice to have seen like the steering action. Because I must admit, I know for myself when I'm racing, when I was using the bonnet view, I was thinking as I'm driving, no one can actually see the steering inputs I'm having to do other than the red dot. Whereas when you're racing in car view, obviously, if anyone's watching, you can see your actual steering input. So if you are getting crossed up at the exit corners, and interesting, Art Power's three of his last 4 laps were 1:45s. That's pretty damn quick. But Jimmy's right there, and let's not forget, folks, Jimmy hasn't got boost here. Neither has Rich Blues or Nelly or Steve F1 right now.
Yeah, they're doing a cracking job putting in these lap times.
Yeah.
Jimmy 145, 145, 146, 146. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's done a 45, 346s, 245s, Arpal looks like he's opened the gap a little bit on this lap. Let's see what lap time Jimmy's done here. 1:45.1, I think that was.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a wee bit wide.
Rich is progressively getting a little bit quicker, as is Nelly. But so Nelly's been doing 1:46s, then 56s and 2:02, and then 47 and 46s. So a little bit up and down for Nelly at the moment on the pack cam. It's getting very busy once again. I keep looking at the pack cam and it's calling me a twat. I'm just glad they didn't put you at the start of that. And any unauthorised livery changes will come with a 10 place group penalty. I know. Okay, Steve F1 trying to fend off Jason through my favourite left-hander. We see anyone running a bit wide? No, not on this occasion. Forgot to mention as well, unfortunately critical. Bob unable to race in today's race.
I do.
And hey, yeah, so SRI and Jason are running with no teammates today, unfortunately. But at least Nelly has got his teammate here. Jason, having found out how to get the speed out of this BMW, he's going to go for a move here. I mean, before the first race, he was 2 or 3 seconds off the pace, but now that BM is rapid on a straight.
Yep. Is he gonna still side by side? But I think have Steve F1 by the chicane, yeah. So
the things as well with that BMW, it's extremely good on the brakes as well. It's you really can lean on that car. And let's not forget as well. So whoever of the Group 4s is in that no boost position, as soon as a car is within 1 second of them, that car will then get no boost. Arpal has got a car in front of him.
it's his teammate.
Yeah, and his teammate moving out of the way, so this is a blue flag situation. Interesting. I'm wondering if Twilight's pitted, you know, to have ended up back there.
Can we skip past him?
Well, critical. Well, he won't be able to go faster than these, I don't think, even with boost, but he should be able to keep up with them. Twilight, sorry, did I say crit? Sorry, oh my day, I do apologise, I should have had a beer instead. Yeah, so Twilight should be able to stay with Jimmy. But having said that, the recent update actually has slowed down all of the Group 4 cars. A lot of them have lost about 40 brake horse and weight added. Okay, we've got SRI and Steve F1 side by side, with Conrad right behind them. As we see Jimmy and Twilight. Jimmy's still putting Arpal under pressure. Oh no, he's not! Oh no, he's not! Oh dear!
Oh, and that's all it takes is one little mistake. Jimmy was hoping that pal would do it, and that pal was hoping Jimmy would do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully Jimmy can get settled back in, cool those tyres down and get going again. I think he's got a bit of a gap over Rich Blue, so he's kind of safe from that perspective at the moment. Oh, Stephen Ford and SRI side by side with SRI going a little bit wide. May have been helped by a little bit of bloody kit.
I don't see it, sorry.
Okay, so on the pack cam, that's on Arpal's bonnet as Jason now leading the pack, has done for the last lap. This one, yeah, it was unfortunate for Jimmy, but you never know. I mean, Arpal could make a mistake as well, so Jimmy's got to keep going. For Jimmy's teammate though, Demon Art, he's right at the back of the pack, apart from Twilight, who is a little bit further back. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this. I mean, the thing is as well, I think Arpal and Jimmy are clearly catching up to the pack, and blue flags will be in place. Kind of having a look at the inside of is it Jason, Steve F1. Steve F1 gets it cut off. Yeah, so blue flags come into play. So these guys are going to have to get out of the way and try and do it without losing many positions.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting as we see them going 2 by 2 around the penultimate corner, final corner, sorry.
Yep, final corner.
Oh, we're going 3 wide.
I wouldn't want to be in SRI's position at the moment. Jason's sharing that slipstream, taking that tight line. He's got the speed on that straight in the B. I kind of wish I hadn't told him how to get the speed out of that BM now, because he'd have been miles away. But no, to be fair, yeah, it was information that needed to be shared. Really. Okay, yeah, so right, DVR side by side. Steve F1 take the tight line, come off. Conrod, wondering how close Art Pal is. Art Pal's actually just there in the background. So we've got the straight to Church. So blue flag's not in play just yet, Ray. But at what point do you think these drivers should start thinking, right, we've got to get out of here?
And he's up your ass.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he's going to be catching fairly rapidly because, again, let's not forget, these Group 4 guys are running round at the moment without boost. Because although, yes, we have boost, because Jason hasn't got boost and everyone else is this close to him, none of them are doing boost lap times. Now, if there had been a another Group 3 ahead of them, that would have been a different story. But as it is, it's not to be. Conrod trying to get on SRI. DVR and SGP go side by side. Now, what I would like to see from the champions here is brilliant side-by-side racing, attempted overtakes, fair attempts of overtakes, tucking in behind when you know it's not really on, and things like that. Perhaps a bit more single file than we would perhaps see quite often in the pack as we go 3 wide.
I think SGP got Steve F1 got a double
Here's Art Pal.
trial.
Here's Art Pal. Here's Art Pal. Oh, God damn. Oh, dear.
I think it just caught him out at everybody into that corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's been running.
We've got one moved over, is that SGP moved over? Is Twilight going to jump SGP here? It's Twilight because he's...
SGP's gone deep on his own, so yeah, Twilight has jumped him. Okay, we've still got a battle going on with Jason and SRI, but yeah, I mean, Art Pal closed him rapidly down the main straight. I don't know, perhaps got caught out by the lack of speed of the Group 4s going through the corner. It looks like Demon R is pulling out the way.
Twilight's getting a tow from his teammate. Demon R's pulling out the way. Is Art Pal going to get him?
Well,
sorry, not Art Pal, Twilight.
Oh,
he's looking.
We got Conrod.
Conrod's slowed right down.
Yeah, Conrod's lost 2 places there, but on the plus side, for these guys, they can afford to massively back out of it. Because like I say, they've got the boost, so now, those behind, Twilight, Demon R, Conrod and SGP, they will have boost for a moment. So, yeah. Now, interestingly, Art Pal's fastest lap so far has been a 1:44. It'll be interesting to see what his lap 15 lap time will be. So just dip to wheel again. We should come flying past these guys.
Guess that eyes moved out the way, let him round.
Yeah. Bit of a kick up of
Oh, Jason.
What's his lap time? His arrogance 48. 51. Wow. Now, obviously, he did go a bit deep into turn 1, but yeah, it was a bit of a scruffy lap for him. And interestingly, how close is Jimmy now? He's there.
There he's there.
Now, you know, if Jimmy hadn't have had his crash a couple of laps ago, this could have got very interesting. But he definitely will have, he'll have closed the gap up by, what, maybe 4 or 5 seconds on Art Pal there?
Twilight and SRI. Yeah, and if Jimmy was closer, he might have got through the pack quicker, because that Pals came and woke them all up. They're like, oh shit, there's Group 3's coming now, and it would probably make it easier for Jimmy to get
to get through.
through the pack.
But then again, I suppose it is going to depend on where he catches
Yeah, he
them up.
can. So, yeah,
Yeah,
because he's coming up here.
Yeah.
Coming up to this, but he's on the hard tyres, it's not grippy in the corners. Demon R has got well out of the way.
Yeah, well, letting his teammate through because heading into this weekly section doesn't want to be holding up his teammate. I mean, this
But
is,
everybody else is.
yeah, I mean, this is a blue flag situation, but you don't have to jump out of the way straight away. But also, as we know, the Group 4s are faster in the corners. So for Jimmy, it's a case of, yeah, get past if you can, or just push SRI into the barrier. That's no problem. The inside, Jimmy goes. Twilight.
Oh, Twilight. Oh.
Jimmy comes out.
Is it?
Kind of. Jason being attacked, or is it attacking Steve F1? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, Jason was attacking Steve F1.
Okay, so
Rich was.
So Rich is quite a bit further back at the moment, as is Nelly. I don't know if they'll catch this pack, as we've still got, 11 laps of this race to go. It's Conrad, SRI, Twilight battling it out here now.
Yep. On screen.
Went a little bit deep, now he's got on the inside. Twilight off onto the grass. I don't know if that was a little bit of a nudge or not. Conrad now trying to make a move on SRI. Can he hold that tight line? Just a bit.
Yeah, but I think it's still side by side. SRI just opening up the throttle and outside line compared to what Connor's having to do. And
here comes Twilight. Oh, nearly clipped the barrier though. Jason covering that inside line. Conrad trying to cover that inside line from Twilight as well. Manages to just stay ahead. So interesting, yeah. It's like 2x2 sort of heading towards the corner. Single file coming out of it. That's I was going to say that's what I'd like to see, but it's kind of that's racecraft awareness as they little side by side there. But it's absolutely fine. It looks like riding on board with Rich Blues on the pack cam and who we've not really seen Rich on the main screen much, but that's because he's having a similar race as last week, where in third place with no one really around him.
yeah, so lonely.
Pit lane, too light. I hope Conrad wanted the pits then.
Should I?
Yeah. If he didn't, he's having a very bad day. And if you think you're having a bad day, it could be worse. You could be a Siamese twin attached to a gay brother who has a date.
Yeah.
You're the one with the arse.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen R behind Steve F1 with Twilight up the inside into the left-hander here. I think Twilight may just get ahead. Yeah, Stephen R tucking it behind to open up the next corner. Try and get a better exit.
So two have pitted already for a couple of tyres. Well, SRI's pitted for tyres. Conrod's been put in the pits. We don't know yet. I'd like to get Conrod's side if he was going for the pits, or if he was forced.
Guided in there. Now, Twilight did pit quite a bit earlier as well, I believe, before Arpal caught him up as Steve F1 and Jason side by side. Now, something that I think is quite interesting here is when we're seeing quite a few of these guys go side by side into a corner, what I'm finding interesting is what the driver who's been overtaken is doing, because what I think you're more likely to see from the champion drivers is if they are being overtaken in a corner, they're more likely to try and exit the corner in a way that will give them the best benefit out of the corner, perhaps rather than trying to fight a corner they're being overtaken.
Yeah.
And I've said that.
Is that SGP? Yeah. I've seen SGP for a while. Is he pitted or?
He might have done. Not entirely sure. We'll get to his tyres. We'll find out. Steve F1 got a little bit deep there. Now, I was going to mention, like, hadn't really looked at the tyre life. Steve F1 lost positions there, and it was SGP. But at the last race, Demon R comfortably got his tyres to the end. And looking at it, I think Steve F1 can get his to the end. But having said that, with these guys having the boost available to them, could it benefit them, Ray, by diving into the pits and putting on a fresh set of boots?
Yeah, because we've still got, what, 10 laps to go? No, 10? Don't know. I've got enough fingers and toes to count and willpower.
Just count your kids, you've got loads of them.
Yeah, so maybe that tyre wheel's going to come down again, so as we get to the end, so maybe the pressure tyres are going to give them that extra grip coming out the corner.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if obviously if they were to pit, get the boost, catch back up, fresh tyres against older tyres are grippier. So yeah, I mean, there could be a benefit. So we haven't seen if SGP is on fresh tyres, but we know SRI is, and we believe Conrad is. They're on the back at the moment.
Conrad and Rich Blues nearly contacted. SRI's going round the outside of Rich Blues. They're unlapping themselves, but then if Rich Blues, how's this going to work? When's the blue flag's going to come back out?
That's not Rich Blues in there, is it?
Yeah, it's Rich Blues. The SRI and
on the pack cap. On the
yeah.
I was trying to work out whose wing was the red one. Okay, so right, yeah. It's very not easy to keep up. Yes, and there's Rich Blues. Right, gotcha. Okay, so we're now nearly 3 wide, heading to the S. So I was wrong. Rich Blues has been able to sort of catch up to the pack.
Well, he's they're a bit away from the pack because SRI and Conrad had pitted.
Okay, so Jason still fending off Steve F1 at the moment. Demon R getting a little bit wide there. Some big go, nearly 3 wide. Jason sharing that slipstream. Even the building of furniture. On the car. Right, what have we got going on the pack cam? Is that Nelly and Ridge Blues, or is that?
No, it's Connor's at the front.
Or is it SGP? Because SGP is not in this packet. Or is he? Yes, he is. Sorry, my mistake. He is. Oh yeah, it is Ridge Blues. He just ran a little bit wide. You know what I mean? Ridge Blues. Yeah, it's there. So Ridge Blues is in position at the moment to potentially, lapse some of the SGPs in the pits. I don't think he did pit earlier.
You see Rich Blues coming up the back of SRI and he's bumming him before the braking zone. Is he going to get it slowed down? He does.
Steve F1 trying to make a move on Jason as that was happening on the pack cam. He may have, so you know what, Steve F1 may have just set Jason up lovely through turns 1, 2 and 3 to make this move through 4 and 5. He's got the inside line. Jason will fight it if he can. Steve F1 takes the position. I like that he really had to work to get that move done. I like it.
Yeah, right. This isn't really getting up the back of this pack.
Maybe he's just being careful. Maybe he's like, yeah, if I get into a straight and I can go past them, fair enough. Okay, so Steve F1 works really hard to pass Jason. Jason just shifts gear and gets back up alongside. Steve F1 might hold on to this though.
Unless Jason can get it round the outside. He's still there. Oh, he just got it.
This is what I want to see from the champions in this pack battle.
Now Rich Blues is in the middle of this now.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he's ran a little bit wide. Oh, someone else has ran wide. It's Conrad into the barrier. Oh dear. Where's Rich?
He's behind Steve F1 and Jason.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of perhaps a bit of a moment behind Conrad there. So yeah, he should be able to get past these guys now. So yeah, he should be able to get past Steve F1 because we are on Rich. Rich's tyres are actually fine, by the way.
Somebody's went in the pits, I don't know who it was. It might have been Twilight.
Might be. Okay, so Rich Blues does get ahead. Now he just needs to stay calm. The car is fast enough to get you away. He just had a massive... Yes, he is. Code prone. Yeah. So keep it calm. Now, Steve F1's tyres from right, he'll do the rest of the race. But it's definitely taken a bit of punch from Rich Blue, just ran wide again. See, I can understand, you know, Rich Blue's finding this situation quite difficult. Wanting to get away, doesn't want to affect the race behind him, and perhaps just pushing the car a little bit too much in the corners, whereas he just needs to keep it calm on the way in, calm on the way out. The power of it will help him pull away on the straight. So, yeah, so look how much of a gap is opened up here. Just get this braking point right, and you don't have to worry about the cars behind him. Arpow and Jimmy are still first and second, a bit of a gap between them. Nelly in fourth, he's now catching up to the pack as well.
Yeah, so that might help Rich when these guys start slowing down to let Nelly through.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Steve F1 and SRI running a little bit wide. Nelly seeing that. And I would guess that Nelly will have closed the gap. Oh, that's all right, deep. I don't know if he was assisted. Nelly will have closed the gap on Rich Blues. If he can get some moves done, maybe able to close that gap even more.
Steve F1 in the pits.
Yeah, so Steve F1 just run a little bit wide through the left-hand king. So I'm wondering if he's thinking, yeah, let's whack a fresh set of boots on. Even those tyres in a better condition than Steve F1's were, but I expect that from what we saw from the first race. He and Conlon going side by side. It's now Nelly's turn to keep it calm. What was it? How was it you put it, Ray? Shift early and what?
I don't know.
Fuck off.
Yeah, shift early and fuck off.
Okay, so Jason ahead of the pack. As I mentioned, we've still got Art Power leading the race on the pack out. Looks like we're having a look at Jimmy's just ran up wide. He's okay though. So where's Jimmy? So he's heading up to the hairpin. He's gone wide again. That's what happens when you get a bit dirty. So Art Power, I believe, is heading up to the start-finish line now. So there is a bit of a gap between him and Jimmy. But to be fair, there's quite a big gap back to Rich Blues and Nelly. So yeah, they can kind of keep it calm as well.
Is that Conrad on Jason? He's going to try the outside. Oh, Demonar, big slide.
There was a few wobbles there. We've got dual cameras.
Yeah.
Actually,
oh,
Nelly! I thought it was Conrad, but it wasn't. It was Nelly. He's going to have to be careful now. Dirty tyres as Rich Blues makes his way to the start finish. And something to mention, because the leaders have lapped the Group 4s. Rich, that was quite that was a lot of curb taken. Yeah, and he got a penalty for it as well. And I think that's Nelly in the background. Yeah, it is there, is Nelly. So he survived his moment wide. The Group 4s are a lap behind. So they are going to be ending up doing one lap less than the Group 3 drivers. As Jason now trying to fend off SRI. Jason's managed to fend off Steve F1 so far, and Steve F1's pitted. Now he's been bit of contact, and around the goal, and collects SGP as well. Hello, goodbye, hello, Spinneroonie.
Just keep going.
Well, I didn't
see what really happened. But Conrad, there was nowhere for Conrad to go.
I didn't really have a good view of it, so I'm going to hold judgment until, as Anthony Davidson would say, I can get on to what's going on. Okay, so Rich Blues, a bit wiggly there. Let's see if that's going to affect him in the later corners like it was for drivers of Brazil. Oh!
Oh, who's that?
That's Nelly.
Nelly. Nelly's off again.
Yeah, I wondered if Nelly was pushing a bit to try and catch Rich. Had a sniff of a podium. Now she's got a sniff of poo. He's just had a coat brown big time. Demon R ahead of Jason now. SGP, Demon R wide.
Let's let Jason up the inside and we know Jason will attack. If he's got the space, he's going for it.
Yeah, that's alright, went in a little deep. I think Demon R didn't sort of defend that either, having had the dirty tyres. Okay, so I'm wondering now though, where are Twilight and Steve F1? With them having pitted a few laps ago. Twilight just took around the final corner.
Yeah. Don't know where Steve F1 is. As we see. Who's that next to Demon R? Is that
Jason and
SGP?
SGP? Yeah, Twilight closing in rapidly as well. So Nelly having recovered. He did some decent lap times, you know, in there, 46s and 47s. And then spins! Oh dear, that's going to be dirty and hot tyres. Can he get going before the pack gets here?
Oh, he's in the middle. He's got the power to go round.
I think he stays behind them, hasn't he? It's a tricky situation for him there. SGP trying to move on Jason round the outside through Church. Oh, a little bit of a squeeze into the barrier. Oh, Conrad. Or was that? No, that'd be Nelly. Sorry, I think Nelly riding the wall.
He's definitely one to go to church.
Yeah. I'm sure that's ridiculous. Wanna go to church? How about after all? I don't know. Okay, so SGP with fresh tyres, but they've had a big spin on the back of Demon R and Jason. Now, interestingly, usually in the previous championships we've had, if there isn't a battle going on up at the front, we don't really watch them. We watch the pack battle. And unfortunately, for the likes of Arpal and Jimmy, they're having an absolute blinding race here into a 3 wide, and they're not really featured much. Unfortunately, that's what happens if you're not battling. These guys are getting very close together. About to end lap 24 for these guys, but Arpal, you know what? Arpal's actually not far from lapping them again.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Oh, bit of contact. Oh, bit of contact. Bit of contact. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Whoa, and here comes Steve F1.
Steve F1.
Saying thank
missile
you.
the car.
Conrad gets through there as well. Didn't exactly see what happened there. So that's helped Demon R out as well. So Demon R 7th place now with SRI ahead of him. Jason was caught up, so Jason, Twilight and SGP caught up in that one. But here now comes Steve F1. I suppose we're going to get the answer, aren't we? Is a fresh set of boots faster than an old set of boots, even if they've got loads of life left in them? By the way, Arpal has started his final lap of the race.
Yeah, Steve F1 got round Demon R quite easily there.
Yeah, well, let's see what Steve F1 can do about SRI. He'll have a lot more confidence on the brakes. Or will he go for it? Under braking, Demon R sort of having a look at the inside, but not making any moves. So Jason still knows what here is then Arpal. We look at his lap times. Well, he's done a load of lap times in the 45s there, and then cooled it down in the 46s. So Jimmy, you know what? Jimmy's had some cracking lap times in there. He's had a 48, but then got back into the 45s, I think, or 46s. Rich Blues, I'm happy with his lap times, you know.
Yep. Oh, that was close to the wall.
Very close to the wall. Okay, so if Arpal's not starting his last lap of the race, that means these guys are starting their last lap of the race here. As there's a big
another
crash.
massive crash.
Oh dear.
Oh. 2 laps in a row in the same straight.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
Well,
Have they fell asleep?
well,
Lost the concentration?
maybe. Maybe,
Why didn't Anne Frank finish her diary? Concentration problems.
oh my god. And on that bombshell, Arpal takes his second victory in the championship. Conrad followed him across the line, but it's in 11th place for Conrad. I think Jimmy, what a race for him. Second place, Rich Blues in third. I'm trying to think if we've actually seen Rich Blues facing the wrong direction. Don't think we have. But yeah, Rich Blues, a great race for him and a great result. And then we've got this pack battle. Nelly's in 4th place somewhere down there, I think.
Behind the pack, isn't it?
Yeah, or in the middle of it. So Steve F1 trying to fend off SGP. Rich Blues heading into the final corner now. Sorry, penultimate corner now. So he only got one corner to go to bag his points. And SGP taking an interesting line there. Probably trying to get looking at his mirrors, but Rich Blues is 2 third placers in a row. Steve F1's been a bit wide, but well done to Rich. And then here we go, it's SRI. It's not for 4th, it's for 5th. We've got SGP and Steve F1 side by side. As SRI give its slipstream to half a car each. This is close. This is real close. So
Who's gonna get it?
SRI's 5th place. Who's gonna be 6th place? This Steve F1 ahead of SGP, and then we've got Twilight in 8th, Demon on Jason was 9th, and then Conrad in 11th place. Yeah, we didn't really see Nelly across the line there in 4th, but he was in the middle of sort of the pack, and I think he actually backed out and moved out the way towards the end of the lap there, with him sort of, yeah, not wanting to spoil the party. But wow, what a race. Art Pal, I mean, it's 2 out of 2. I thought Nelly would be able to give him a bit more of a fight here, but I don't know, maybe it was just that particular car around this track was a little bit, didn't suit the Mustang maybe.
Yeah, it could be. Like, where were we last week? We were at Brazil, but that had quite a lot of corners, so I don't know. Maybe track surface.
Maybe, yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, there could be many different factors to it, but Art Pal controlled that one from start to finish. I bet he had a little bit of a palpitation when he got to the blue flag. I mean, it's one of those things, if you're the leader heading into a blue flag area, obviously you're going to be concerned about whether people are going to see you or that kind of thing. But to that first time he caught up so quick that I think he just caught himself out with the brakes and went off himself. And in some ways, I'm glad it was that way round rather than someone hitting him. Because obviously you never want to see a leader getting hit by a blue flag car. But I actually think the guys coming through the pack and the guys in the pack dealt with it very, very well. So yeah, it's not an easy situation. I think they coped with it quite well. Oh. Yeah. He's still there, right?
Yeah, it was
Are you having a crap?
live. No, I was watching. No, it said that you'd uploaded a video, and I was trying to make sure it was your race and not.
Are you on about my YouTube channel?
Yeah. Or any recording?
No. Of what?
Yeah, it's okay. It's a live stream. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's just like I just seen this uploaded, and I was like, the upload live streams. I thought it just says that it's live stream.
No, well, it depends because quite often, like when I live stream, I actually can't download it until the next day. So it kind of processes although it was done live, it still processes. So yeah. Okay, so let's take a look then, I reckon, at the race results. So,
Yep.
let's see. Art Pal then taking the victory, maximum 20 points, but actually gets the bonus pole position point again. Jimmy, second place. I've got to say, well done to Jimmy. Showed great pace in that race. Made one mistake, and unfortunately cost him a chance of winning, but a brilliant drive nonetheless. Rich Blues in third place. So yeah, again, brilliant from Rich. Nelly made a few mistakes, but I think for Nelly, he just has to realise that if you laugh at your own mistakes, it can lengthen your life. But if you laugh at your wife's mistakes, it'll shorten your life.
I've gotten it.
Is this going to be one of these where you've seen every joke I'm going to tell today? But anyway,
Possibly.
maybe. So Nelly in fourth place, and then we've got the leader of the Group 4s, SRI, taking fifth place, with Steve F1 in sixth place. Seventh place, SGP, ahead of Twilight in eighth place. Jason in ninth place with 3 penalty points, but we'll come on to that in a moment. Demonar 10th place, 7 points, gets the pole position for the Group 4's bonus point, as he did last week. Conrad in 11th place on 6 points, with Gary unable to finish, unfortunately. Now, Ray, obviously we can see that we've got Jason with -3 penalty points there. I believe there have been a couple of items brought to the steward's attention from this one. What do we know about the one
Yes.
with Jason?
If you give me a second, I'm not prepared. I'll get the actual report.
And while you're doing that, the inventor of the ballet skirt really struggled with what to name it, until he finally put 2 and 2 together.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you call a Mexican midget?
Go on.
A paragraph. Because he's too small to be called an essay.
I think I've seen that, you know. Oh dear. Right, come on, tell us about this report.
So the report was got put into the wall by Jason Lap 24 at Church Corner. So Jason wanted to go to church while somebody was there.
Okay. I think we saw that on the main footage. So, yeah. So -3 points to Jason there. Was there anything else?
There's we had shows to look at the finishing positions between Steve F1 and SGP. For some reason, it seems to have classed Steve F1 ahead of me. It clearly gave me the checkered flag first, and the picture evidence of SGP's car ahead of Steve F1's, and just checked Steve F1's footage, SGP's footage, and their own footage, and it all seemed to be the same.
And what was it showing?
SGP's car ahead.
Oh, okay. So, some kind of technical issue then. So, in that case, I believe SGP gets reinstated into 6th place and Steve F1 gets put back to 7th place.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay, in that case, we'll update that. And so, in that case, then, the finishing order is Art Pal, Jimmy, Rich Blues, Nelly, SRI, SGP, Steve F1, Twilight, Jason, Demonar, Conrad, and Formula Gary with a DNF. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's an interesting one. I don't think we've ever seen that before. But yeah, I mean, fair play. I would guess SGP has had a look at it afterwards. Perhaps thinking he was ahead anyway, looked afterwards, and yeah, I think the right thing to do is to put that one forward for the stewards to have a look at. Okay, let's take a look then at what that has done to the championship standings, shall we? So in first place is Artpal on 42 points. Then we've got Rich Blues in second on 30 points. Nelly in third on 27 points. And then would you like to take us through the group fours, Ray?
Yeah, we've got SRI in fourth with 22 points. SGP in fifth place with 19 points. Twilight sixth place with 18 points.
Then we've got Jimmy in seventh place on 17 points.
And then Jason in 8th place, tied 8th place with Demon R on 16 points. And then
You nearly said it. Formula Gary in 10th place on 13 points. Critical in 11th on 12.
And in 12th place, Steve F1 with 11 points, and in 13th, Conrad with 6 points, and then
The non-finishers, or non-starters, I should say.
yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look then at what that has done to the team's standings, and I will resend that one. Just to make sure it is correct. Okay, so leading the way is Team Twat. Artpow and Twilight, 60 points for them ahead of the Power Trips in second place on 49 points, 11 behind. Then we've got Nelly, Rod on your Nelly, sorry, and Trust in the Speed tied third place, both on 33 points, both 27 points behind the leaders. And then in fifth place we have BMW Fartlag on 28 points. They would have been on 31, but with Jason's 3-point penalty, yeah, they do go to 28. Sixth place is Jag2 Wits, that's Stephen Fawn and Formula Gary, 23 points for them. Then in seventh place we've got the Hayraker and the Baby Maker on 22 points, and then the Ghost Racer on 0. Right.
I never seen him. He
Yeah.
could have won a race, we don't know.
Yeah, he very much could have done. Okay, what is the next track?
The next track?
I haven't got a clue.
Oh
yes,
Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Watkins Glen Long. That's going to be an interesting one. Something we never really thought that getting lapped would be a possibility. But yeah, the way the race went today, because there was less of the Group 3 cars, it just meant that the not Group 4s, like the lead Group 4s, never had boost. So I think it was about 9 seconds a lap slower. Was it 9? So they were averaging 46s and 45s, and I think the lead of the pack was doing about 53s. So for 7-8 seconds a lap. Now Watkins Glen, it's quite a high-speed circuit, so it could be possible it could happen again.
Yeah, but you've got the chicane going up. It's not a tight chicane, but you've got chicane going up the hill, and then you've got the chicane at the top of the hill, which the Group 3s and hard tyres might have to slow it down quite a bit so they don't slide off or maybe cut a corner, and then you've got the big long right hander. The tyres should be okay there. Just because they'll be on the power anyway, they might just have to have a wee lift going round that. And then you've got two the 90-degree corners, so I don't know. And then you've got the back straight, and then you're into another two 90-degree corners with a kind of semi chicane at the end. So I don't know. Are these straights long enough for them to catch us up as quick?
Wow, I mean, it's a good question. That I mean, you might be
Compared
right.
to
You know,
it's,
I think the first straight, the start finish straight, and after turn one, like the run after turn one is long enough for them to like gain a lot. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of mid speed in those other corners. It could be difficult. But I think what some of the drivers will have noticed from this race, and perhaps watching back, is and we actually said this during the first commentary, that the people that do well in the Group 3s may not be the people who are the fastest on one lap. It'll be the people that make the least amount of mistakes. Because if you keep it on the road, chances are you're going to finish ahead of someone that goes off. So, I mean, no disrespect to Rich Blues, but Nelly is quite often a faster driver than Rich Blues. However, Nelly's had quite a few spins in this race, and Rich Blues has finished way ahead of him, having had no spins, and that's the difference. Of yeah, I mean, how many times have you heard me say, um, doing consistent laps and staying on the track is faster than doing a fast lap, binning it, fast lap, fast lap, fast lap, binning it, and it's kind of proven itself. But I suppose one question could be is looking at how Art Pal's been driving, but how Rich Blues has been driving, how Jimmy's been driving. Do we even need the boost?
that's quite a good question. Because they have not had boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a bits of gaps and whatnot, but they've not been
Well,
in a boost position. Well,
they've not
except for
been
Gary
lapped
when he
either, have
started
they?
it at the end.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
they've not been lapped by the lead car in the same
no.
category. Um, and I mean, again, no offence to Art Pal, but there are some drivers that are faster than Art Pal. I think Art Pal would admit that himself. But I don't think the likes of Demon R being half a second a lap faster would have lapped Rich Blues. I don't think it'd have even got to Nelly. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting one. But go on.
Even though there's the little mistakes that they're having, like Rich Blues, Nelly, this race, when they were side by side into turn one, and there wasn't any RJ Bargy or anything.
Yeah,
They took it nice and easy.
yeah,
Uh, I think except for Nelly, he tried to get through.
yeah,
But they were taking it nice and easy, and they done it last week as well. They didn't just try and win it at turn one. They took it nice
sensible.
and easy. I think Nelly and Art Pal had a bit of a battle
Yeah,
last week, and then Rich Blues was somewhere in Florida, wasn't he?
yeah.
And I don't know who was the other.
Critical.
Gary.
Gary, that
Uh,
yeah, and Gary
no,
was critical.
criti- critical on Gary, but they were having little mistakes, and that was kind of pushing them back into the
Yeah,
hands of the Group 4s.
yeah.
But with the Group 4s having this new weight add and power reduction, are they going to be the same? Are
Uh,
they, is Critical and Gary's going to be stuck in the Group 4s? I don't
well,
think so. I think they'll be a wee bit ahead as long as they can
well,
stop the little mistakes. That's
this is
all
the
it
thing.
is. It's stop.
Um, without making any mistakes, and even if they drive a second slower than front runners' pace, they should be way ahead of the Group 4s. With the recent update, they should be way ahead of the Group 4s. Now, if they're able to match a similar sort of pace to the front runner, then they'll be way ahead of the Group 4s. But yeah, it all comes down to that. The less mistakes you make, the further up the road you'll be. Yeah. Now, I mean, what will be interesting is when we get to race 5. Obviously, it's the Arc race, where there will be no boost. So it will just be an outright go for it. Now, there won't be, there isn't qualifying on that one. So at the moment, the standings is quite a little bit mixed up with the Group 3s and Group 4s. So that could be a little bit interesting. Now, I mean, I have just had a thought. I don't know whether it's something we should potentially consider, which is one of the things we saw from doing like the practice races between the championships was when we had a mixed grid of 3s and 4s, it was carnage. So I'm wondering if with the championship order, it should be the Group 3s are in their championship order at the front and the Group 4s are in their championship order behind them, rather than having them mixed up. I don't know what your thoughts on that might be, but that might be something we as admins perhaps have a little chat about.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be something, but
I think
I
especially
don't know.
well, especially with, right, I think one reason I'd say is with it being an arc race as well, and there being no boost. Obviously, if you have a crash, or you're the victim of a crash, you haven't got that boost to get you back into the race. So, if we had the mixed grid at the start and there's a massive crash, it could be a bit of a downer for a few people there. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have a chat. Because it's not something that I'd thought of before or anyone else had thought of before. So we'll have a chat. We'll either agree or disagree, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Or disagree to agree.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, next up then, Watkins Glen. It could be an interesting one. We'll see if Artpal's going to get 3 out of 3. But once again, I mean, Nelly gave him a good run for his money last week. Jimmy gave him a good run for his money this week. Maybe next week they both get to go at him. Maybe someone else gets up there as well. You just never know. There's only one way to find out, and that's to come and join us. So, Ray, thank you for joining us on commentary.
No worries, thank you for having us. Thank you to the drivers and thank you to the admins.
Yes, and while I remember, we have, before we do go, I have preempted this with Ray, but for any of the drivers that are still watching this, hopefully it'd be nice if you were. This might turn into a little bit of a rant, but it's not meant to be. I'm going to mention about Jason here, Ray. So, when we've had previous championships recently, we have heard quite a few comments of sort of like, oh, he's hitting me, he's knocking me off track, blah, blah, blah. And we've always said, send a report, send it to the page, blah, blah, blah. And nobody was, which meant we couldn't really look into it because we don't know where to look at, and we don't just go and look at things randomly like that. Now, with us being in the pack and having been around Jason a little bit, for example, SGP in this particular race, we have seen Jason's car moving around a little bit, and so we're able to know what to look at, but also reports get put in, or the admins talk to each other, because, so for example, I know I saw at Brazil a moment between SRI and Jason. Now, I cannot report that. I can't really even put it in for the admins to look at, but I have been and looked at it. And I know a few drivers have been concerned about Jason and how Jason's driving has been recently, because there seems to have been quite a bit of contact. And one of the things that I've been saying is I don't believe Jason's making contact. I think it's potentially lag. And having done a little bit of a look into it, it would appear not necessarily lag, but we do have some evidence that Jason isn't doing anything wrong. But what is perhaps being seen is different. I know it's very vague. okay, how do I put this? Perhaps a bit of advice to everybody would be, and we'll message Jason and we'll message everybody else, I think, as well. Give an extra couple of feet. I mean, if you give an extra couple of feet around everybody, it's better. But there is the possibility that, yeah, as Ray said before, the box that designates the car, sometimes they don't line up properly. And we do have a bit of evidence of that being the case. Anything you want to add? Or should I cut that whole bit out?
No, I've got no benefit to that. I think cover it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really go into it in much more detail because only 3 of us admins have sort of had a little bit of a look at it. And because SGP was, he was the one that put the report in, he's not allowed to be involved in any decision making on that incident, so he wasn't even there for us to have a conversation with. Now, something that would be good, and I mean, I don't want to put this in as a rule, but I kind of mentioned it at the end of the last race, or this race in the lobby. If drivers save the replays, and then if at any point, like we ask you to share it, at least then we can go and have a look at what you see, because people might not realise that your replay shows you what you see. And so, like me and Ray, for example, we might have a crash, and his replay will show what was visible on his screen, and my replay will show what's visible on my screen. They could be the same. They should be the same, but it's a game. It's the internet. There can be small differences. And if those small differences result in contact on one and no contact on the other, obviously we could end up with one person frustrated and the other person going, well, I've not done anything wrong, there wasn't any contact. But it's not until we're able to see those two footage differences that we can go, right, okay, we understand why you feel you've been hit and we understand why you feel you've done nothing wrong. And then we can progress from there. But this is one of those cases where if we'd have had people putting reports in the previous championships, we'd have been able to look at it so much sooner. But there we go. Right. Anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay. I've got one more thing. A long time ago, we had empires. Do you know this one, Ray?
I think so.
Oh God. So a long time ago we had empires run by emperors. Then we had kingdoms run by kings. And now we have countries.
Run by cunts.
You said it. Okay, thanks for watching, listening. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. And feel free to send us some decent jokes, because mine are bad. So, there we go. Right, have a good one. And we'll see you all again soon.
Ta-da!